Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad. So the blue moon happening 30th of August, couple of days from now, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you do care, it happens 7 degrees in Pisces. Right now, Pisces Moonbeam gave me a lecture of it, how the moon is falling on my rising sign and on my Jupiter and all these things. So right now the moon is in Aquarius, I believe 6 degrees, if I do remember correctly, Pisces Moonbeam. All right. So with that said, first things first, Ivila, thank you for the 20 BGN. Super chat, thank you for your support. Thank you. You will have your reading at the end of the stream. Bear in mind that I know that you're Bulgarian. That will be quite late for you, so you can, if you fall asleep, you can come back tomorrow at the channel and watch it on a replay. You're going to find the live stream under the live section of the channel. So with that said, the first thing that we are going to do, that is the collective reading, and you can see the spread at the thumbnail of the live stream, but I'm going to show you the cards nonetheless. And before I do that, I just want to warn you guys that I had been quite sick today. I was barely able to catch up with the live stream. By the way, hello Yadabi and Karen, welcome to the stream. Terrible vertigo. I just couldn't stand up from the bed. I was able to a few hours ago, and I'm still a bit winded. So if I kind of like get carried off or carried away, so to speak, I do beg for your apology in advance. All right. So the cards for the collective. Now the first one. Let me tell you how long this reading is going to be in effect. So it starts at 30th, late evening, 9:20 p.m. and it ends at 40th, roughly 14th of September. I'm sorry, so not 40th, but 14th of September. Again, quite late evening, 9:40 p.m. Then the moon becomes new in Virgo. Taco, thank you for the $22.22, mate. Thank you. What will the full moon... Oh, this time is for fulfillment. All right. That's a quite of a different kind of a question. Hold on a second. Let me put you into the list. And Yasmin as well. Thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Yasmin. At the end of the stream, you guys are going to have your reading as well. All right, so the first card that we do have for the collective, that is 3 of Swords. Then it is the second card, and by the way, I'm going to explain the spread right now. So the first card of the spread, or the first position, stands for the topic and the theme. We do have the 3 of Swords. The second card does stands for influences that works against us. This is the World. Then the third card, this is going to stand for positive attitude. This is our attitude, or it describes the attitude which is going to make us produce results, basically. We do have the Sun in that position. The fourth card represents the lesson that we are about to learn. We have the Page of Swords in this position. And the final one, this is the positive influence or the counterbalance of the second card. And in that particular case, that will be the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So the blue moon is all about second chances. At least what those cards are speaking about. The lesson it is, I do love the lesson, by the way. It is kind of like, if one doesn't give up, if thou does not give thy way away, it always can find a chance, right? Because, well, you know the parable where if it cannot be bought with money, it can be bought with a lot of money. Well, extrapolation carries on here, where if it cannot be done with the proper way, it can be done through the original way or through the unique way. And basically throughout the next the next couple of weeks, there are going to be some kind of unique thoughts and crazy ideas that we are going to come across to in our mind and in generally, you know, how can I put it into words? We're just going to figure out. And they will allow us to have second chances, whether in our business or whether in our job or, you know, whether interactions, love, you name it. But the attitude here needs to be, how can I put it into words? Selfless, for the lack of better expression. Under the energy of the sun, one needs to kind of like think of first, you know, how thy actions are going to impact the people that those actions are directed to, and then how it's going to impact us. Now, let me try to explain it, but first, hold on a second. Oh, Taco, that's great. That's really nice to hear, mate. So, back to the reading. What was I about to say? Well, it's basically, yeah, imagine it that way. It is that your relationship is in a brink of, it's in a brink of collapse, right? So what do you need to do under the influence of those cards? Well, you got to make your partner happy somehow, you know, the safest way forward. And if you don't know how, you're going to have the unique and brilliant idea throughout the next couple of weeks to know how. And it only comes up to you, or it only falls to you to actually initiate that particular thought and that particular idea. And one more thing, which is more of a kind of like secluded cases that are going to come up throughout the next couple of weeks, it is that there are going to be confrontations. Kind of like we will confront people in most likely in our society, in our social circle, that we just can't see benefiting from anymore. You know, people that kind of like they are the rotten fruit out there, but up until now we are kind of like hesitant to bring that issue front of, because what are they gonna feel, and so on and so forth, like hurting their feelings, for lack of better expression. So that is what we don't want to do, to hurt their feelings. Well, kind of like this is going to be out of the question now in the next couple of weeks, because our feelings are going to be hurt even more if we don't do that. So many of us are going to actually kind of like serve that particular news to people that are, like I said, doesn't contribute for us being happy in our own social environment. Anna, thank you for the $20 super chat support. Thank you, Anna. At the end of the stream, you're also gonna have your personalized reading. All right, so with that said, this is the collective. Now, A few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. And I'm going to start up with Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces. And bear in mind that these are readings for the star signs. They're not your personal readings. And based on what star sign you are, where is your rising and moon, you know, they're going to affect you to a certain extent. But it is unlikely that they will present you with the answer to the questions you do have. And therefore, if you do wish me to read for your situations, personal situations, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're going to find full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and also your needs, you can go for whichever one kind of like is going to suit you best. Other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do decide to support the stream and the channel through Super Chat or via PayPal, you're going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. And should your Super Chat or PayPal, of course, be above $20 or above, you're going to have a reading just as I am doing for the star signs as well. That 5-card spread. Hey Karen, welcome to the stream. All right, so let me shuffle, and the first star sign that we do have, that is Aries. By the way, if I were to your inquiry alongside with the Super Chat, because it is what step to take to attract a new partner in my life. You want to attract just any partner that will allow you to start the relationship, or a partner that actually can stick with, you know, because people have different, how can I put it into words, preferences. And some just want to start the relationship, others just want to start with the right person. Even if that means that they should wait a lot of time. Just let me know. All right, for Aries, the Hermit. Five of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. King of Pentacles. Page of Swords. So for Aries, is more of a spiritual experience that they're going to have in the next couple of weeks rather than something quite physical. It is because for what those cards are showing, Aries, is you guys have already kind of like made your bet for what these cards are showing, you know, the bet in your career or the bet in your love life, or, you know, the bet in your social circle, whatever the case. And with that Five of Pentacles being into the second position of that spread, you may have kind of like have doubts right now. It's not about having doubts about placing the bet, or rather like how you did it. You know, you might think that you could have done some things better. And bear in mind, that's kind of like true. What I mean is that there is always what one can do better, right? But in that particular case, it isn't about doing it generally better. It's about doing it better for yourself. And it does look like that you are getting there, for a lack of better expression. And that is what is the lesson that you're going to learn throughout the next couple of weeks. It is that all about what suits you, right? It is all about what is important to you, not what is important to your friend, or not what is important to your boss or to your colleague, but what is important to you. Even if that means that you need to abandon ship, because some of you will have to do that, because otherwise sinking with it ain't gonna serve you anything, okay? And thus, in the next couple of weeks for you, Aries, is going to be kind of like a shift, if you will, spiritual, personally spiritual shift, where you are going to strive to withdraw from what the world wants from you and from what, you know, the people around wants from you and what is expected from you and all these kind of things, and actually dig in and think of, what do you expect from yourself? What do you want for a change? And start doing something about it. And whoever wants or whoever likes it, that's great. Whoever doesn't, that's even better, because at least these people ain't gonna mess around with your stuff anymore. Okay, so that is how this blue moon is going to actually affect your star sign. Liz, thank you for the $20 US. Thank you, Liz. At the end of the stream, you are going to have your personalized reading for the blue moon in Pisces. It isn't about forgiving oneself, okay? It's more of a because, you know, some of you, Karen, will have to do some, let's say, borderline ethical stuff, right? Because it's just what the situation does require. And you may not be able to forgive yourself about what you have to do, but you are going to do it anyway because it's for your greater good. That is a conviction, okay? Even if you will, it's about the drive of self-righteousness. All right, next, Taurus. The Magician, Temperance, Three of Cups, the Star, the Devil. Very similar, by the way, to Aries' reading, and I do kind of like suspect that this full moon is going to be kind of all about that. So for you, Taurus, is going to be all about sticking up to the standards you have and the ideals you have built thus far and making it happen, okay? With expecting, or rather like allowing, no compromises whatsoever with your expectations, okay? And as well with, how can I put it into words even, and with your ways, if you will. Because for what it seems, this is going to be a period of time, next couple of weeks, where just your presence will subdue, your presence will bend thy will to yours. Okay, it's just you want something and you won't be able to be, you cannot be denied one way or another. Or kind of like you wish certain circumstances and you do something about it and these circumstances just appear. It's just you will be able to do, you will be able to create, you will be able to manifest. So it's going to be very important to stick to your ideals and to your standards so you can create them throughout the next couple of weeks. The beauty of all that is that those who loves you or those who find you important for them, they are all going to support you. They may not agree with you, but that's irrelevant right now because they will know that what you are doing is something good for you, even if it isn't something they do approve. And they will kind of like I said, support you, and you're going to see very, very quick results in that particular direction, whether into your career or whether into your love life. And as I touched love life, by the way, that's going to be a perfect time for you to end up with the right person for you, okay? Person who will love you for who you are, who is gonna like you for who you are, and is not going to object for what you are as well. Hopefully, you will serve them the same you will serve them the same courtesy as well. But these are gonna be a couple of weeks for you, Taurus, where you're gonna learn that the hard times are kind of over, and now are the times where you build up your sovereignty, you build up your status, you build up your name, you build up your ideals, and as well your standards. All right, that was Taurus. Next, Gemini. Three of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Death. Five of Wands. I may need a minute. Well, that's the curse. Yeah, it is literally something that it is happening to me all the time. In the most important moment, someone calls, or someone is just kind of like, you know, taking away my attention, demanding my attention, or whatever. These cards shows that in the important matters for you, matters which you really wish to kind of like find yourself successful, okay, these couple of weeks, there is going to be a last minute change, for lack of a better word, which change actually is going to happen to be for you, Gemini, what I like to call a jail-free card. This is the saving grace, if you like to view it that way. And it's actually this change strive to replace unproductive, dysfunctional aspects of whether your work or whether your love life, although I don't know how exactly that's going to happen, but what do I know since I don't have any? However, let me give you that example. Now imagine you are performing and you are planning some kind of a big move in terms of your career. You are planning to open up a business with someone, right? You are partners and you have been planning that for months. And last minute that person pulls off. It's just because they get scared, timid, and basically they find themselves, they divulge that they have been acquiesced into it, and just they don't want to do it now. And so you are leaving, you have been left hanging, right? Wrong. Because in a matter of hours or a day, someone else is going to take the place of that one who pulls off, which is the last minute change. And with them, actually, you can have a better options available in front of you and building up a bigger business and whatever. So it's important to know that just because, you know, you do see that things aren't going your way for the moment, that is important to be known. It's kind of not necessarily to change your performance, so to speak, or the way you tackle things, or your lifestyle. Let's put it that way, your lifestyle. Because no matter what, according to these cards, there is always going to be a way, which is kind of like synced with the collective reading. But your way, it's coming. You don't have to figure it out. It's just it's delivered to you, and it's all about you taking that way. So your attitude should be doing what depends on you, right? Doing your part of the stuff, and the faith is going to take care for the rest. Well, I haven't said that, Karen. Don't put words in my mouth. I haven't said that. If the agreement is good for you, then obviously you should. The last minute saving grace could be, you know, saving the agreement overall rather than presenting you a better one. All right, next, that will be Cancer. Seven of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. The Star. The Strength. It's pretty simple interpretation. It's time. It's about time for you, Cancer, to move on to the next thing. Okay, just move on to the next thing. You have done, according to these cards, you have done quite enough already for what you are developing right now, or what you have developed right now. And now it's time to seek a new, let's say, venture, a new enterprise, a new endeavor. And it does look like that there is one in front of you, that strength, which is the positive influence. This gives you a passionate goal. Imagine it that way, like you are in front of a Mount Everest, and at top of it, there is a radiance. There is a halo out there that it is meant for you, and you have to reach it. You don't know why, okay? Because the halo projects what is from the other side, but you do know that it is beautiful, and you gotta get there. And you start climbing, you know, and it is difficult. Actually, not difficult. It is challenging, because challenge doesn't mean always difficult, right? It is challenging, but at the end, when you get there, you see, when you survey the vista from the other side, you do see now, you do understand now, it was all worth it. Okay, so physically or in the material world, this is exactly what this blue moon is going to bring you, some kind of a new, very exciting, enthusiastic, and enterprising goal. Now it is entirely up to you to decide, do you want to take it or not? If you don't, then, you know, just these are going to be a ordinary, mundane couple of weeks. But if you do, then it will be difficult, rather a challenging progress, not difficult, but challenging progress, slow at some points, but very fulfilling. That is like going into the gym, you know, it's challenging, it's heavy, you get tired, fatigued, but when you get out, you feel good, you know, that muscle stretch, that pain out there, it's a sign of progress. And that is something you should seek as well, according to these cards in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, you have prepared yourself enough, you have planned enough, and now it's time to just start developing. All right. Next, Leo. Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords, Page of Swords. Hey, Charlie. Welcome to the stream. All right. So it seems that a situation is going to arise next couple of weeks for you, which is going to put you in a dissatisfiable, for a lack of better expression. I don't want to say disappointing because it is not exactly that. It's more like a dissatisfiable. It's not going to be disappointing because you know that that's the best you can get right now. Okay, that's the best place you can be. That's the best deal you can get in those circumstances. That's, you know, the best offer, or this is the best you can do. But you would wish to be better. Okay, you would have wished that the deal is better, that the place is better, that the person is better, that you can do better. Okay, just like I said, the circumstances does not allow that for now. Okay, just for now. And that's why going forward, trying to change your ways, going forward, trying to change your concepts, going forward, trying to change, even if you will, your plans, the worst thing you can do. You are about set right, okay? And you gotta focus on the big picture, not on the current details, but on the big picture. Because for you, Leo, the best is yet to come, right? The situation, it's just sometimes it sucks, all right? Sometimes you just can't get what you deserve, right? But the future will give it to you, and that's where your look, or rather like your glance, should be set upon. Just swallow it, okay? Swallow your pride just this time around, and it will serve you very, very well. It will help you big time to talk about it with a loyal and faithful companions, your best friends, therapists, if you are visiting such. It's just people who does have a objective view over the situation and over your status. These couple of weeks of the blue moon in Pisces are going to be weeks where you are also going to stumble upon doing something that you would really love. That could be new hobby, or you may find new clients to work with, or just new person to go out with. Just you will find an emotional thrill somewhere in the next couple of weeks. All right, next we have Virgo. Nine of Cups, Four of Swords, Five of Swords. I'm sorry, that's not Four of Swords, it's Five of Swords. Ace of Swords, Seven of Wands, King of Cups. All right, these cards, they do represent a very specific situation, very specific one, and it does relates to relationships. It could be business relationships or intimate relationships, whatever the case, but it does involve other people. And so the situation stands like that, Virgo. things you have to say, but you don't know how. Okay, things you have to say, but you don't know how. For example, you want to say that you need more money, but you don't know how, and how the other person will react. Or you have to say that, say, you don't like that person anymore that you're with, but you don't know how to do it. Or say that your parents, or to say to your parents that they need to give more freedom to you, but you don't know how to do it. In any case, that blue moon is gonna, or throughout that blue moon, the method will be pretty much revealed to you, Virgo. I mean, at some point, you will find yourself at the perfect moment to do so, and to do it straight in their faces, without any kind of like bluffs, without any distraction tactics, right? Without any hints, just say it as it is, because the moment, like I said, it will be perfect, and most of you are gonna caught the person that you will have to talk to with their pants down, and therefore they will have no other choice but to listen and to take it. Okay, they will have to take it this time around. And this actually is going to make you feel free. It's going to make you feel happy. It's going to make you feel fulfilled. And once that happens, you will now finally going to be alleviated to feel the sensual joy that life has to offer to you. You know, you may be afraid to say someone that you like them, or that you want to be with them as well. I don't know how. Well, next couple of weeks, you will find yourself at the perfect moment, at the perfect place to do so. Hey, Ashley. Lisa, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Lisa. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. All right. Next, Libra. Ace of Pentacles, really good one for Libra. 10 of Wands. The Hangman. The Star. The Star is coming up a lot of readings here. 6 of Cups. That is like making your case and then let it do its work. Okay? So there is a very important skill that you, Libra, need to kind of like exert these couple of weeks, and that is the skill of knowing how much to push, or if you would prefer, knowing when to stop. Because this blue moon, throughout this blue moon, you will have that rare opportunity to establish and to further thy goal, your goal. And this opportunity, once seized, because it will be pretty difficult for you not to seize it. I mean, that's going to be something that stands out miles in front of everything else. when you seize it, you will experience a lot of joy, a lot of glee, a lot of content. Some of you, even ecstasy, because that could be the opportunity you ever so wanted. Okay, that opportunity could develop as a very lucrative and successful business maneuvers. It could manifest as a very carefree, harmonious, and sensual relationships, whatever the case, whatever you are striving for. And you do your part in it. For example, that opportunity opens up to be an interview. You do your best at that interview and let it settle. Don't bother anymore. Okay, don't try to kind of like rush the process, because doing it so is gonna destroy the process itself. This is going to be a very, very slow process. And there is a specific amount of incorporation from your behalf that it is required. Doing more, it's only going to put more stress until at the end breaks. Okay. So the moment you feel it more as a chore, okay, than something that you would want to, or rather like to do, because nobody likes chasing, right? I mean, if you do, I don't know. But I don't know, I don't want to chase. That is, for example, in the moment it feels like, you know, you're chasing and you wouldn't want to chase, then you don't do it. That is a bit overkill. That is surplus. That is more stress on the situation. You leave it. Or another example, say that opportunity or a rare opportunity happens to be a person that you can start dating, and you ask them out. They tell you that they can't right now because they are very busy. Now keep on harping about going out, only gonna put a more stress on the situation, and it's gonna break it. Just leave it. You know, you did your part. You ask them out, and when they're ready, they are gonna come to you to go out. I hope that I made my points across with this. So that is the blue moon for you, Libra. All right, next, Scorpio. Five of Wands. Death. Six of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Just Judgment. Or rather like Justice. I'm sorry. Justice. Well, one thing that these cards confirm for Scorpio, it is that they are on the right track with their deeds. So if something didn't happen for you recently, speaking from my behalf, it was for the greater good, for what these cards are showing here. Now, good thing it is that everything currently as undertaking and as a possession required, right? And it may happen so, I don't like if it does, but it may happen so that it could require our fight for it. What I mean is that at some point next couple of weeks, we may have to fight for our love life or for our career, whatever the case. But the good thing it is that no matter what, we are always going to have the means to prevail. Okay, no matter what, we're always going to have the means to prevail. And certainly we're going to find ourselves amongst the correct people, or the right people at the right places, okay, or at the right position. And also very prepared. That's going to be the period for us, Scorpio, where we realize that all our previous efforts, all our previous planning, it comes to an end. And now these preparations and these plans, they can now start happening. They can start manifest themselves. It will take a lot of dedication. Now, this justice being at the 5th position, it means that there are going to be a lot of strict routines. It means that there are going to be a lot of responsibilities from our behalf that we need to take care of. But also, it's a testament of that we can handle all that, right? We can manage our time properly and attend to everything with what they require, right? So for us Scorpio, it's about normalizing for what it seems, and a confirmation that things are going to work out this blue moon in Pisces. And God knows I needed that to know. In fact, just today something is filed very important for me, and hopefully these cards are confirmation that is going to work out. News Devon, welcome to the stream. All right, next. Sagittarius. Six of Cups. 10 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. 8 of Wands. You know, Sagittarius, entering this lunar cycle. No, I haven't, Anna. It is just, that's the thing about my hair. It does whatever it wants, okay? For example, Saturday, it was on horns. It's so weird, all right? Because I don't have a girlfriend, so why the hell horns on my head, right? It's just, nobody puts horns on my head. That is, by the way, something that we say here in Bulgaria. I don't know if that's true for America, but we do say here in Bulgaria, if you are cheated on, then someone puts horns on your head, right? And as I think of, maybe they're the devil's one. Who knows? But today, it was pretty normal up until now, and it just starts doing whatever it wants. Well, yeah, the curl in front, it just happened. After I took shower today, it just fell and kind of like, I can't put it behind. I mean, I can, but it kind of sticks. So, yeah. But I haven't taken a haircut. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, for Sagittarius, hold on a second. Yeah, you may have the feeling that, you know, you can be in a better place. Okay, you can have a better job. You can have more people to associate yourself with. You may have that feeling. And all that I can say, and all that these cards are saying, it is that you are looking at the situation from the wrong angle here. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading over the blue moon. So yeah, you're looking at it from the wrong angle, because the right angle, according to these cards, is that you could have had less. Okay, it is just that you could have had less. And while it is a good thing kind of to stick to this side of the human nature that always wants more, what's the point if it doesn't give you pleasure? Okay, so the purpose of this blue moon for you, Sagittarius, it is to find pleasure one more time, or once again, into the things you do, into the projects you do, into the people that you are kind of like associating yourself with. Okay, into the house that you are living, or into the place that you are living, if it is a flat or a studio or whatever. Okay, into the walks you are doing, into the books you're reading, and all these kind of things. And you may need a support into it. You may need to have some fruitful discussions with people who are into it already. It could be a discussion with some professionals. It could be a discussion with therapists. It could be a discussion with friends. But the point is that these people need to be able to support you, need to have the ability to support you. Not just talking, for example, with me about it, because I don't have the ability to support you in any way. I mean, I can listen to you, but nothing more than that, right? And once you do so, you are going to see that there are so many options available in front of you to move forward. Okay, and it may not be necessarily with what you wanted up until now, but this is up to a change, because you will enter with one wishes and you are gonna exit with a 70% of those wishes changed. So that is for Sagittarius. Other than that, this is going to be a really satisfying transit. The things you are going to do, they are really going to give you pleasure, guys. Really going to give you pleasure. All right, next, Capricorn. Queen of Swords. Queen of Cups. Four of Wands. Five of Swords. The World. I haven't said that for a very, very long time, and I was dying to say it again. And it is that parable, guys, that the treasure does not belong to the one who deserves it, but it belongs to the one who takes it. And that's you. I mean, you can take anything for what those cards are showing into the next couple of weeks. So take it. Okay? Bear in mind that you can take so much to struggle to carry it on, figuratively speaking. So the only thing, according to these cards, that you need to be mindful of is how much you can handle. Other than that, you Capricorn, you set a target. If you are prepared to do what it takes, you can manifest. You can make it happen, okay? Because what those cards are showing is that this blue moon gives you, if you want to call it that way, the power to push things through, to make things through, to see things through. And the only thing that can stop you is yourself, in a sense of being inactive and planning for way too long. Okay, so these cards are divulging here that your goals, or you have to set your eyes on conclusions, on finalizations, and on attending an important details that will make a finalization of an important cycles of developments for you, and you can get everything done for what these cards are showing here. Okay, so do not loiter. All right, do not loiter. Do not be self-pity or show self-pity. Do not stop for a second, because that's your time to, like I said, push your things through. All right, next, Aquarius. The Hierophant? The Hermit, I'm sorry. Four of Pentacles. King of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. All right, for Aquarius, things are going to start with probably a very bad news. Or at least that is how we Aquarius are going to classify it. And I'm saying we, because I am a rising Aquarius. And the news is going to be either through we are realizing it, or just someone serves it to us. But basically what is going to boil down to it is that something that we thought very stable and solid is going to turn out to be super fragile. It is like it can break any second. That could be that we may realize that our place at work is super fragile and we can lose our job any second, or we can realize that our relationship is very fragile and could break any second. Thank God I don't have one, right? But it is just something that we thought and we kind of put our faith into is going to turn out that it is on a brink of, not kind of like on a brink of destruction, but it can be destroyed. That's my point. And this is going to make us kind of like put more attention into it. Okay, fix that. So this is going to be a transit that we are going to fix things in our life, that we are going to attend to the minor details that we have overlooked or neglected or straight away missed, right, in the past, and fix them this time around. Okay, and this is going to make our position at work better and stronger. Is going to make our position at our love life, for those who has it, a stronger. Okay, a position in our social circle as well, stronger. But the first thing that comes to mind here is the realization that it can actually fail. So that is a transit where we should look around ourselves and not take anything for granted, and unless we do not own it. For example, if your house, or rather like your home, is still on a mortgage, do not take it for granted. Your relationship, taking it for granted, out of the question, right? Because it's just there is another person involved and they can walk away any minute if they want to. Your job, same things, same thing. Do not take it for granted. You can take only yourself for granted. And then identifying what is important and essential to you, or in other words said, what you cannot live without, is gonna point you a direction, what you need to work on, what you need to set your mind in a very strong conscientiousness with, and attend to the details in it, to the finest and minest details in it, so you can make it perfect, because you can, we can. The whole thing, it will require a whole new concept, however, so we will have to change our ways, right? We will have to change our ways. For Aquarius, for what I know of the star sign, Pisces moon being may correct me if that's not true, but Aquarius are quite flexible and kind of like a exertive when it comes to change. So they can do it. We can do it. All right, and last but not least, we do have the king on the hill here, Pisces, because the blue moon is happening in Pisces, 7 degrees 25 minutes in Pisces. And we have the Page of Wands, the Emperor. That's going to be a great transit for Pisces. 5 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome one. Queen of Cups. All right, first things first, guys. You Pisces will have the awesome environment to make friends. A super loyal and good friends. Just friends who can be super discreet about you and about things you share with them, but not just only that, but also friends that can walk in your shoes. It may sound kind of like unbelievable, but it is what the cards are showing. Now, other than that, this blue moon for you, it unhinges you. Okay, that's how it serves. It comes and it just rips the shackles around you, presents you with super new things. I cannot say what exactly, because these cards says anything new, all right? It could be anything new, and it's not going to be just only one thing. The problem that you may face, though, is that it's going to be a personal. It means that these new things, because there are going to be many, only you can take part in them, okay? So they ain't going to be things for you to share with someone. Because bear in mind that new thing could be as well a relationship that you cannot share with someone else, all right? Well, you can share it with the other side because they happen to be a new thing for you, so that ain't going to be an ex, okay? But you can't share it with anyone else, which is close to mind. So the thing is that through experiencing these new things in your life, you will be reminded of your own personal strength. You will be reminded that life, it's, I can't say just beginning, but life is about to get better, okay? And the whole thing, at least at the start, it could be a bit overwhelming for you, that whole process, because it will require also a lifestyle change from your behalf, and you may find that thing a bit difficult to get in line, so to speak. But for what these cards are showing, you are going to very quickly get the hang of it, and that will be a future for you to establish. What I mean is that from there on moving forward, you are always going to have your freedom. That's what the card says. So the only thing you need to have here is to be open, or rather like as an attitude, is to be open for anything new. Because make no mistake, the new is coming. Right, so that was for the 12th. Now, moving to the super chat. Anyone who supported, and if so wish to support the stream through super chat or PayPal, you guys are about to have your readings right now. So the first one, that will be Ivila. What steps I have to make so to attract a partner in my life as I'm single? It is the inquiry. And that is restricted to the month of September as well. All right, just give me a second. Hello, Aurelius. Welcome to the stream. All right, Vala. Those are your cards. So what can you do in order to attract a new partner in the month of September? All right. It's about acceptance. It's not about you physically doing something, but it is about showing what you can do. And it's about, how can I put it into words? So take it that way. You may not be able to understand someone. You may not be able to agree with someone. You may not be able to feel someone. You may not be able to put yourself into their shoes, but you do respect their position. For example, a man that you already know, because there is such, for what the cards are showing, that will actually not going to attract, but is rather going to flush out someone around you in secret who kind of like likes you, but the way you behave, it kind of gives them a impression, and not just impression, but it makes them certain that you're going to deny them nonetheless. Okay, it's like they don't have any chances, so to speak. So where was I? Say there is a man, like I said, and they are, can I put it into words? They're very timid when it comes to taking actions. Well, you may not agree with that. You may not even see it as a masculine attitude, but you do respect their way, for it is their way. So it's kind of like you gotta abandon. How can I put it into words? You have to abandon expressing disagreement, but also you have to abandon expressing a ultimate agreement. It is more like you have to show reason about that, for a lack of better words, it is that, you know, everyone's life is anybody's guess, and anyone's way is anyone's preference. And that way you will become way more approachable, and that individual actually is gonna muster the courage to approach you. But bear in mind is that you can have more than one. You know, the cards are kind of like showing up the closest and the most plausible that you can have as a partner with. Now it is another matter if you are gonna like that person and you want to be a partner with them, but nonetheless you can be if you so choose. I need to warn you that ain't gonna be about emotions, okay? It's more about kind of like getting along with one another. But is there gonna be love? Are you gonna even like them at the start? I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. If I have to summarize, I mean that individual is around you for a very, very long time. Okay, very long time. Right, I hope that helps. So next, that will be tackle feelings. What will the time fulfill? Or rather, like, what will be fulfilled throughout the next couple of weeks, throughout the full moon in Pisces, which happens to be a blue one. It's money, Taco. Those are cards for you. It is money, and it does look like that you are going to fulfill the requirements, okay? The requirements to get, to build, or even if you do will to spend, if you are kind of like planning some kind of a purchase, for example. But these cards are showing here is that you are going to fulfill the requirements to work with money that you will, how can I put it into words? You will love, okay? So the whole process is going to be a process you will love. There is one thing though that bothers me here, and that is over expenditure or a over demand. I don't know how to exactly express it for you, Taco, but you should know your limits, mate. I mean, you should know your boundaries, and it isn't because things ain't gonna work out if you don't, but it just is gonna happen to be, well, it will cost you, let's put it that way. It will cost you a lot. I mean, that's weird. I don't know how to explain it exactly, Taco, but also the whole process is going to have a different requisition. It's going to have a different requisition in terms of your investment in it. It could be an investment of time or of the money itself, right? Or, you know, kind of like promises that you have to make. But it's not going to be something outside of your capabilities. It's just going to be different than one expected, okay? So it does look like that's, you're going to make a very solid move in terms of a finances, and yeah, it's the requests or what is required in order to get the deal done, that is just for example, will be slightly different than expected, but not something outside of your capabilities. That is what I meant under different requisition. And by the way, that different requisition could be a piece that may make you think twice about it. Don't. Okay. You're already gonna be with a made up mind. Don't change it at the very last minute. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna love it because it will be very successful for you, the very least. Okay, it will be very successful for you. All right, next, Yasmin. Let's see what the blue moon in Pisces is gonna bring you. Yeah, I'll be curious to know how it turns out, Taco. No, that's nice. Yasmin, if you are around, are you looking for a new home? To change place where you are living? If so, this blue moon, you're gonna find a really good one, a really good place to kind of like settle. Those are your cards. Other than that, they are showing that this is gonna be a really lucky draw for you. Really lucky transit lunar cycle for what we have here. And one thing you need to make certain of it is that you do not kind of like test the situation. You don't muddy the waters, right? You go for what you are certain with, and you can never go wrong with that. Because while you're gonna have a lot of options available in front of you, and not just only options available, but also a points of changes. You can change that, and you can change this. You can, like I said, change the place you are living. Don't mess around with them in a sense of that. Don't make steps toward the unknown, for a lack of better expression here. Hey, this ain't the time for you to press your luck while you have it. And throughout this transit, Yasmin, you will see that whatever concerns and worries you are having they are kind of like in vain for the time being. It is because you will be able to overcome all of them. And some of them, even with that Wheel of Fortune at the first position, they are going to be resolved literally on their own. Although there are going to be some promises and some words you're going to give which you will be held to, so you can't wriggle your way out of those things. But this, if I have to classify it for you, Yasmin, this is a transit where you're gonna, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes and make a super positive change in your life, which will affect one way or another the place you live. And that's why I asked you, are you looking for a new place? All right, next, Anna. Thank you, Taco. Anna, those are cards here. And bear in mind that they are showing something completely optional, okay? And that is about attracting a new love in your life. So throughout, well, it may not be new. It's more like they're showing how to make the love thrive in your life. So it could be a current one that you are just gonna make it super better, all right? But it is about love nonetheless. And what we have here is that throughout this cycle, you're gonna have that opportunity to make love in your life, like I said, that is gonna suit you super well, in a sense of that it will answer all of the standards you do have, and it will be super harmonious with you. There is one catch though, and that is that you will have to invest in it. Imagine that this love, it's like the fire in your fireplace. What do you need to do with the fire? You need to feed wood into it. You leave it idle and it's gonna pretty much burn out. It's gonna sniff itself away. So you have to constantly kind of like put fuel into that love. How well you are going to pretty much know. That is the lesson that you need to learn, by the way, of what those cards are showing. How to invest so that you will get the love that answers your ideals and your standards. And that is going to be something that it is slowly developing, that is something unfolding, so to speak. So it will bear for a long time, but it's not going to happen overnight either. And one last thing I want to say here for you: do not seek approval. You're not gonna have it. Okay, most likely people will think that you do deserve better, but only you know what you deserve. Only you know what you're gonna be happy with. So if the man that is gonna stand in front of you, or that it is standing in front of you right now, is someone you're happy with, that's all that you need to know. Okay, that is all that you need to know. So it's important to, can I put it into words? Let go of things which are in flux. Like, for example, arguments which are in flux and they just need to be let go of. Let go of statements which, again, are in flux and they don't serve any purpose anymore, so just don't stick with them, and so on. Just clean out, swipe rather away what is unnecessary, and the love is going to thrive in your life. All right, next, Liz. All right, Liz, this blue moon, I do think that someone in your life is going to surprise you big time, because you're going to end up being very, very happy with them. Okay, these are your cards. And that is not a close person, in a sense of that this isn't a cousin or a parent or a child. That is someone that you can truly grow a romantic, kind of like a romantic incentive with. Is it going to happen? Well, kind of depends on the situation that you're going to go through with that person overall. But the thing is that according to these cards, at least they are going to find themselves being stuck with you. For example, you are going to be almost everything that they're thinking about, everything they are going to associate with you, at least for the time being. And that is because it seems that you're going to have a super, can I put it into words, super huge peak of experience in between one another. That is just, for example, you may have the best sex you had in your life and in that person's life, and it's just there because of it. You are everything that they can think of in most of the time, right? That is just for example. And pretty much spending time with that individual for the next couple of weeks, and again depends on you how much time you're going to spend with them, will be also very pleasant. And at some point you will have to render your verdict. Although, because we do have the Eight of Cups, There are going to be certain predicaments in a sense of that right now the can I put it into words, at that particular time frame, the situation, it's not going to be as ideal as it can be, okay, in between you two, but you will know that in the future it can. So ultimately it will be your call, okay, but just so you know, you will have someone very much attached to you next throughout that blue moon is going to show up, and you know what you do with it is entirely up to you. And again, just to repeat myself, that will happen through having a super huge peak of experience with that individual. It will feel like a huge reward, okay. Bear in mind that if that's a person who you don't like, because these cards are showing that they are gonna like you. You're just gonna have a pleasant time, but you may not like them as a romantic intention. And if that's the case, then you know, not much is gonna happen in between you two. So hopefully it's gonna be someone you like as well. All right, next, Lisa. We have those couple of cards. Now, Lisa, imagine Winnie the Pooh, right? And Winnie the Bear, I'm sorry, not the Pooh, but Winnie the Bear. And that bear just can't stop eating honey, okay? It just can't stop itself. Well, literally, that is the attitude for what those cards are showing, that this blue moon is going to incentivize in you. Can't stop oneself to indulge, and it's not kind of a bad thing, but what can do for you is to kind of like make you forget yourself and take things for granted, you know, indulging way too much in kind of like, for example, the caress of someone. You may find that caress be and take it for granted, or rather like adopt that caress for granted, and indulging yourself too much with, say, alcohol. You may find to adopt the state that is harmless, something harmless for granted, but it is harmless at least at the start. Then the more you do it, the more harmful it becomes. Or you may indulge yourself, you know, with doing only pleasant things at work rather than chores. You may take that state for granted as well, while that's not true, and so on and so forth. So bear in mind that these couple of weeks you will have the incentive to do what pleases you. Just don't do it for granted. And that what pleases you, it has its, how can I put it into words? Its requirements from you. Fulfill them, otherwise you're gonna lose it. So what you need to, how you need to set your attitude into the next couple of weeks is that a short-term fulfillment and happiness, you need to strive to transform it into a long-lasting one by excuse me, by fulfilling the requirements of it instead of just indulging into it. And News Devon, your card is Seven of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. Give me a minute. All right, you will find yourself blue moon. This blue moon is gonna be a bit intense for you, because for what these cards are showing is that for the most of the time you're gonna find yourself being oppressed, and straight away acquiesced into things. Okay, being acquiesced to render a verdict, being acquiesced to say something, being acquiesced to do something, even if you will. And it's kind of like it's gonna feel all of the time it is that you didn't had, you couldn't take, if you will, the time to make a due diligence, even for that. And it's gonna feel like the whole situation is bruised, it's forced. I don't want to even use another word. And the whole thing is gonna mess around with the feeling you have of the giving and taking. It is like it will feel that you are giving much more than you are taking, in a sense of a personal involvement, not in a sense of material incorporation, but like I said, a personal involvement. Is like it almost like it's not worth it. Okay, that's how it's gonna feel. It's not like it's not gonna produce results, but it's happening in such a environment, under such circumstances, that you may question everything. Is it worth it or not? Don't rush your choice. Okay, don't rush your decision. Some things are not gonna worth it, some are, but who are worth it and who aren't are going to become obvious. You cannot, how can I put it into words? You can't figure it out by a guess, because the situation will require every point of view, and because you don't have it, at least at the start, that's why it's gonna feel rushed and stressful. So that's gonna do it, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your support, and we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.